Hello. Happy Friday. I have reconciled all of my accounts and I'm ready to start budgeting. So, my name's Jen. I am a 37-year-old mama of two. I live in southwestern Ontario with my husband and our kids, and we are currently working on getting out of the credit card float. So, we do have some overspending, but right now our credit card float is about 2,900, which includes the overspending. So it actually isn't quite that high. I would say it's closer to like 2,600. Um, and that we just need to like cover this overspending. So let's look at the overspending. We have the RSPs, which is every week, and I'm actually going to fix this today so that we can get the $60 ahead so that we're not overspending every single week just to fix it. Gas, okay, I did change this at the beginning of the month. It was $75 per week, but I changed it to $100 a week, and we only overspent by $3.64. So I'm really excited. We didn't put gas in the SUV this week, so we only had to fill up the Corolla, and yeah, I'm really excited about that. 64. And in changing that budget, so took this all I took gas from $75 a week to $100 a week, but I also decreased life from 125 down to 100, and we still have $51 in life. And so I think that that was like a good shift because right now we are really, really, really focused on getting out of that credit card float and also making sure that we have money for our home insurance payment and our property taxes that are coming up. Property taxes happen 4 times a year. Where I am, it's March, May, August, October. And so we are really focused on, making sure that we have that money. And one of the first things that I'm going to do once we are out of the credit card float is really work on getting ahead with this property taxes because I really feel like right now I'm just playing catch up. But yeah, so that shift was good. And my husband is a natural not spender. I don't think he's cheap, and I don't think that I was watching a Ramit Sadie episode, and that's why I say, like, he's not cheap. He just only spends on things that are really important to him. And there's like very like specific things. We have many, many, many video games. But like aside from that, he's really great at considering his purchases and, making sure that he needs to make it before he makes it. And I am a bit more of a spender, though I'm still not really a spendy person, but I'm more of a spender unless I have a focused goal. And right now I have a very focused goal. So it's really easy for me to be like, I want a mirror for my closet. Like we have these beautiful walk-in closets at our house, and I really want a mirror. There's this perfect spot to put a mirror in mine. Um, but I'm like, I don't need a mirror. I can wait, 6 months or whatever it's going to take to get out of the credit float before I spend that money. So, um, anyway, that's just my little ramble of like, right now, $100 per week is more than plenty. So that shift was really, really good. Okay, back to overspent. We have groceries, which we went over. I'm going to cover this as well. On the last day of the month, or like, yeah, the last day of the month, last paycheck of the month, I like to just cover this overspending. So that's gone. Eating out, we went out for my birthday, and so it was a pretty like expensive meal. So I'm going to shift. I'm going to send this to eating out because it was like that was my only gift really, as I got to eat out. Well, my husband got me some flowers as well. I just anyway, I'm super excited about the flowers, but my big gift was going to eat out as a family, and then I'm also going to shift this money from life to eating out before I cover it, and then I can snooze this, and so then there's $86.91 left to cover. And then the last overspending is here. We bought softener salt for our water softener. So that's perfect. And then that's all of our overspending. Well, again, we have that single one. So let's go to our weekly priorities. $300 for our tax-free savings, $170 for our retirement funds. Now, these are things that come out every single week, like clockwork. And then same with our mortgage comes out every single week. Some of these things are going to come out tomorrow. And so technically it's March, which is why there's no pending transactions here. Like if I move forward to March, you can see there's like pending transactions. So there's no pending transactions, but these withdrawals are coming out tomorrow. And then the other thing, I'm going to add $60 more here so that we don't continue this problem. Quote, I'm using like problem very lightly because it's just, the order of things, but then that won't be overspent every single week anymore. And then everything else is funded and for the month. And then we're going to go down here. The only sinking fund I have left to do is $400 because it's $100 a week or $200 biweekly for home insurance, and then $500 for the property taxes. The reason this one wants $500 is because the goal here is $2,000 by April 1st. And it's just telling me that I need to set another $100 aside. But I've already accepted that it's $100 a week, and that's fine. So I'm going to snooze that. And then the gifts and giving, I move that $2 over to the eating out. So I'll snooze that so that there's no blue. There's nobody who wants money from me. Yay! And then we just have this $91.09 left, which is going to go here. $91.09. Done. Amazing. Which leaves our credit card float down to $2,489.88, which I'm very pleased about. We wanted to get it below $500 or $2,500 this month. Next month, the goal will be to get it under $2,000. Now, that's a pretty stretch goal. I don't know if you remember, but I took $600 from last month, shifting money around. Yeah, well, it doesn't, I need that $600 to pay my bill. But if it, what am I trying to do? So $600 movement around, where are you? I'm just going to put it back. We only moved $135 is basically what I'm saying this month. Last month, though, we had a better month last month. We moved $729 last month. So that was pretty good because, again, there was $600 that I shifted forward away from this month. Okay, and then you can see here in holding, I actually have the money. This is my my owner's draw, and I did it today because it's the last day of the month. I only have a certain number of transactions with my business bank, which is one. I have one free transaction a month, and I have to pay quarterly taxes in March. And so I'm going to need my March transaction for quarterly taxes. And for February, I withdrew cash, which doesn't count as a transaction. My US dollar account has unlimited transactions, but my Canadian dollar account only has one transaction. So in February, I had withdrawn cash to pay myself. And so that didn't count as a transaction because I just removed the US dollar cash. When I looked at the two banks, my business bank actually had a better conversion rate this month. And so I did not go into the bank. I just transferred, e-transferred the money from my business bank to my personal bank and just sent the money that way. And it was my free transaction. So it only cost me the $1 for e-transfer fees instead of $1 for the e-transfer and $3 for an additional transaction. And I'm okay paying that. When I withdraw the cash, I put it in my personal bank. I have a US dollar account there, and then I can transfer from my US dollar account to my Canadian account. The transaction fee is 75 cents. So, and it's 75 cents US. So it's kind of hard to do the exact, it's probably about equal. So yeah, Anyway, so I have this money. Let's go into March and budget. Okay, so we're gonna do basically the same thing we did last month, which was $100 for gas, $350 for groceries, and $100 for life. Give myself, oh, it's because there's $117 in transactions coming up. Our Nintendo Switch membership is renewing, and then we owe a friend some money for my husband plays on a soccer team, and so that's for that. I think it's fine. It's fine if that's not what it's for. I just saw something too that I'm like really upset about. Our age of money is 6 days. It's 6 days. I was like sure that with how high it got in the middle of February, it was up to like 14 days at one point, 15 days at one point. I was sure that we were going to at least make a little bit of progress, but we're really stuck on the 6 days right now. It was 2 days, and now it's just been 6 days, 6 days, 6 days, 6 days. So I'm really sad about that, but that's okay. We're still making progress. Things are going. It's good. And then, so our first week of the spending is done. And then we have $1,710.16 left. All of these bills without our mortgage are $1,769.74. So I'm just going to fund all of them and then go into the Mazda payment, because this is a weekly payment. Every single week we pay $1,388. And so I have a little bit of time to get this extra money and fully fund it. And then I can do that at probably our next big week of pay. So, but yeah, so all of these are fully funded, which just feels good. The only thing that doesn't feel great right now is this $1,472.66, which I'm actually going to pay either later today or tomorrow. It's due March 7th. And like obviously when I put in the $500 for this month, it'll be fully funded and we'll have enough money. We have $1,625 and we'll have the money to pay, but I'm going to have to pay it before I've actually allotted the money here. And so it'll be like shifting money from the home insurance over here so that we can cover it. But that's okay, because we can shift that money around, make sure that that isn't actually overspent, and move forward from there. So yeah, here's our bill there. I'm just going to pause and I'll go into our tax-free savings. I haven't reconciled those accounts. They're down right now, so I'm like not really excited about reconciling them, but here we are. So here we are in these accounts. Like I said, I haven't reconciled them. I don't want to reconcile them because we're down, like the market is down right now, which means that this frontline expenses, so we have our short-term ones and our long-term ones. And so this one is in the short-term one. It's just a straight savings account. This one hasn't changed, but the long-term one will. But I'm just going to budget this $300 and I will reconcile and update you on the damages next week when I do my next budgeting thing. So we're only going to put $16 and $16.78 here. And we're going to put $150 here. And then the other, what I've decided we're going to do, I changed these names. So this is now funded and goals. Frontline expenses can go up to funded. And I'm going to add another goal, and that is our house insurance. And so I'm just going to put all of this money from the frontline expenses, so our short-term savings, into house insurance. So we're going to do property taxes / house insurance. For right now, property taxes and house insurance has an extra $133.22 in it because I'm concerned that our April not our March property taxes. That will be funded before the end of the month. So I'm not worried about that. But I am worried that in April, when we have the house insurance, we won't quite have enough money to cover that. I did get something in the mail yesterday from them, so I need to go online and look what our premium is for this payment coming up. And then I also am concerned that for our May, because they're spaced really weird. I said before, like earlier in the video, that they're spaced out March, May, August, October. So March to May is only 2 months, and then May to August is 4 months. August to October is 2 months, and then October to March is 6 months. So they're really weirdly spaced out, and I didn't realize that um, until I really like sat down and was looking at dates and all of that. And before, we owned our previous house as well, but the bank took our property taxes for us, and we took over ownership of that with this new house. And so yeah, it's just like really weird. And I'm still trying to like figure out the rhythm of it. And I also like delayed paying attention to it until January, not realizing how weird the rhythm was. I really should have started like saving for all these payments back in November. So anyway, long ramble short, um I May is going to be challenging, and then October will also be challenging, just to make sure that there's enough money saved at the current savings rate that we're doing. So all the extra money from frontline expenses for right now is just gonna, this is our short term. So this is a short term, this is short term, this is long term, this is long term. For right now, we're not going to. I was going to put extra money into the home maintenance category to help beef this one up faster. But for right now, I'm not going to. I'm going to throw it in the property tax and home insurance so that when those bills come due, we have money actually allotted to them. So, okay, I hope that this was helpful and insightful. And I hope that you have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful first week of March.